right, we're going to get started. Our panelists will join us momentarily, but we have a little bit later start today, so we'll have to get things going. All right. Hopefully they make it here by the time their slide comes up. Yeah, we could do that. Why not? All right. Nice. Nice crowd. Always good for Capstone. Always a nice way to end our term. Of course, so well, for anyone who's new here, we're going to talk a little bit about our program, why we all even here, all that fun stuff there. I'd like to start off with land acknowledgement. Langara College, even though we're not on our campus today, but we would like to acknowledge that we are located, even today, we're located on the traditional unceded, ancestral and unceded territories of the Coast Salish peoples, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Musqueam nations. And continue with that, one nice little thing I'd like to point out from our project too, if anyone is able to make it last Saturday, is anything about our program is the diversity. And even in this room, we can see the diversity in there, how very Canadian it is that everybody's coming together, we're mixing, and we're seeing how we can work together. Just really kind of cool, it's very Canadian. So a little bit about our program. Myself, my name is Tyler Higgs. I'm one of many faculty in our program. Lots of our faculty are even here today. Faculty, where are you? There we go. Both instructors, IA, everyone, there's so many people connected to WMDD. It's just very cool, our team, how we collaborate. Much like our students tonight, you'll see how they collaborate. What we do in our program is a little bit different, is we come from industry ourselves, and like our panelists tonight, we all come from either in tech or related to tech, and we bring what we have what we have learned, what we still do for many of us in this case, in our field of study. We bring it right to the classroom so that the latest and greatest, the newest, is always coming into the room with us. That includes a lot of what we saw last week in Project 2, if you were able to join us, and tonight as well. Everyone's always talking about AI. AI is the hot topic right now. We will see some of that tonight. We don't gatekeep anything like that. We teach how to use AI, how to ethically use AI, and all many other tools that are less of a hot topic there. All right. So I'm going to invite Jason Menard, our program coordinator, to come up and speak a little bit about our program. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, so my name is Jason Menard, in case Tyler already said it, so I guess I don't have to say too much, except that I am very delighted that we're all here today. And I just want to welcome you if you're a student, right? For the non-presenting students, you get to see what's coming up. And for those of you returning, you get to see how your successor, you get to, up the game a little bit. So just a little bit about myself. I don't usually like to talk about myself, but just 30 seconds, right? I'm one of the two coordinators for Web and Mobile. Jessica is the other one. So I'm not the only one. I have been in industry, like Tyler said, so I wrote down 20 years, but I realized as I was coming here that it's more like 25 now. It just keeps getting older. Right, so yeah, I have been around quite a while. My career has spanned academia and the private sector. So, and on the private sector side, I've worked for a giant international company, as well as founding my own startup. And I have had some fortunate experience to participate in some what they call exits for startups. So that's kind of fun. I'm very thrilled to be here because Web and Mobile program is at Langara is such a unique forward-thinking program. Tyler already said it, but I'm going to say it again. Right? We are intentionally integrating design and developers into kind of one program. Now there are two streams, right? Designers get to learn design, developers get to learn, all the technical development languages and framework, but we kind of force them to work together. We force them to take some classes together, and the reason why is really because we want to force them to have a mutual understanding of each other, right? Developers need to understand the designer challenges instead of just looking at them and say, hey, they just like to play with pretty colors, right? It's not true, right? Designers think about a lot of things. They have their own set of challenges and constraints, but developers also have their own set of challenges and constraints. So by making you all work together, right, then the designers wouldn't go to the developer and say, hey, just build this thing for me, without understanding, like, when the developer said no, then the designers should actually understand why, right? So we force them to communicate with each other. And I think that's one of the unique part of our program, and I think it continues to be one of the most attractive part of our program, if you ask me. And that's not only coming from me being being the coordinator, but also me having worked in industry for quite a while. I have a funny story. So 30 seconds, I promise. So to illustrate this, right? So like 2 nights ago, my wife came to me and said, hey, Jason, can you just pull together all our finances? And I want to know the financial picture of our family, right? She just said it like that. I said, oh man, it's like, okay, fine, right? So I reluctantly agreed. Took me like a few hours to pull together everything. Now, for those of you who are technical, you know what I'm talking about, right? You got to download all the statements. You got to amalgamate all of them. You got to merge them all together. I even wrote a little Python program to do it. And then I need to spit out the graphs, and the graphs look terrible. So at the end of the night, right? She goes, that's it? That's all you that's all you're able to do, right? I said, well, that's why people get paid for these things. You have to understand what you're asking. And that's exactly the dynamic between, I think, like teams that are not understanding each other, right? Is that some teams may not understand that, hey, you know, like what you're asking may take a lot of effort, may take a lot of, you know, resources, right? And then if you work on this part, then we have to give up on some other parts, which in my case, I gave up a night on Netflix. But, you know, for in real life, though, you know, there's a lot more issues at hand. So I think that our goal is to make sure that both sides can talk to each other and create a product together. You see, that's another thing, is that like, I'm a pretty technical guy. I can build things almost functional fairly quickly. But there's a huge difference between almost functional and an end-to-end well-polished product. And without the designers, we can't. I've tried, right? Without good designers, you can't get the product to be something that you can actually put in front of people. And so that end-to-end product is what we are trying to achieve here at Web and Mobile as well. Talented instructors like Tyler, Tomoko, like they are, and Richard, they are our project instructors. And we have 3 projects that we force students to work together throughout their journey here. So what you're going to see tonight is actually not their first time building a project, this is their 3rd time. So like, you guys, the panelists, you get to see kind of the end result, right? Throughout their journey, it is pretty exciting throughout the journey to see how they grow from term to term to term. Our teaching team, actually Tyler already said everything that I want to say. So our teaching team is awesome. I've never worked with a better team in my life. Everyone has the same focus goal. Yes, yeah. No, I'm not just saying it because I'm here and I'm supposed to, right? I'm saying it because I've worked with a lot of people throughout my career, and man, you guys, kick butt. Finally, I want to acknowledge now, that's the thing. I've been talking about our team, but without the support of 𝐬𝐭𝐫𝐬𝐬, none of this would have happened. Now, you may say, hey, Jason, come on, right? Like you're an employee, of course you have to say that. Now, if you have worked in academia, you actually know what I'm talking about, right? Academia is fairly siloed and almost, it's almost confrontational sometimes between departments working together. So without support from the chain of command, so to speak, none of this would happen, right? And I just want to acknowledge, right, the administration team. We got Darren, we got Spencer. Well, Spencer is my direct boss. Darren's his boss. That's the direct chain of command, and his boss too. Hui-Yen, he's not here today. But we do have a couple other guests here. We have Dave, the two Daves. One Dave is from the Associate Dean of Arts. The other Dave is Dean of Science. So we have a whole gambit here today to support all of us. So thank you for your support. And yeah, let's celebrate the work of our students tonight. Enjoy.
Thank you, Jason. Shout out to our hosts. Always nice when the competition likes you that much that they'll host you. That may or may not be true. I'm just going to throw that out there. This is definitely was here at the beginning. But thank you for UBC Robson Square for hosting us here. This is many times we've been here this time. What a great venue. A great way for our students to be able to show off their work and something a little bit extra nicer to be able to come downtown and showcase to industry folks and the hidden industry folks that I know are in the audience. I hope everyone enjoys their evening tonight. So a bit about Capstone, as Jason mentioned, if you're not familiar with it, this is the third project in our fourth term where our students have come together, and each term it is not the same project. So every single term, there's going to be a new project, a new set of challenges, a new set of constraints and restrictions. So in this term, what we restrict them with is that they have to work within a mobile platform. They have a very strict time limit, and especially our panelists and those in the audience that work in tech, we know that 13 weeks is no time at all. You can waste 13 weeks just planning to plan to plan. So in that 13 weeks, they have started from zero, from just an idea. There's nothing that, over the summer break, I did this, Tyler, I did that. Our students know, I tell them just throw it away. Throw it away. We're starting from scratch. Everyone starts from scratch. So really, if we look at that 13-week schedule, as shown there, really it's about 10 weeks of true development time, which is incredibly aggressive. And this is in the same amount of time that they are in other classes. So that is a huge kind of showcase of their skill set, their focus, and what we see tonight is not just prototypes, not fancy pictures that move, because no one wants to pay for that. I wouldn't pay for it. So these are code-driven. This is actually working MVP software that we're seeing. So a bit behind that is not only are they working in other classes, quick dramatic, well, not too dramatic, but a bit of a dramatic breakdown of their schedule in this term. Not only do we have all these other classes going on, they only have one class together as a group. So yes, it is very challenging, but in a way, it kind of prepares them that much more for the challenges of industry, whether they're working on site or remote. And we see that term after term with our grads leaving here, going to the field and being incredibly prepared and just crushing it in interviews, crushing in the job. And that's what we love to see. All right. So I could talk about this, all these fancy logos, but I'm going to let our students talk about this, mainly due to time. But you'll see they will explain some of their tech, some of their design. I recommend that at the end of their presentations, they will present you with their QR codes to visit their websites, see their proposals. So I recommend you go there, have a look, and see the more detailed work of what they have actually done. And speaking of proposals, if you are not from one of the teams and you have one of these proposals, please return it. It belongs to the students, and why would you steal from a student? That's weird. Just don't do that. All right. So these are our 6 projects: Glucofit, PeekABite, SightUP, In-haus, Phonix, and PrepUp. I'm not going to describe too much more. I'm going to leave that where it is because I want the students to do the showcase themselves. I'm going to invite our panelists up one at a time to give a quick intro. Who would like to go first?
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. And I'm Herica Honcolada, founder, CEO of SightUP. So I have more than a decade of experience in the industry. I probably don't look like I do, but I do. And then I have financial and technology background. And I am here I'm excited to look at the design, web, and app of the students. So I'm just basically here to provide feedback on what customers are looking at and the industry is basically looking at. And I'm pretty sure that the students will be delivering well for tonight. That's all. Oh, Spoliarium, thank you. I totally forgot because I don't want to talk about myself. Spoliarium, it's a fine art technology services platform as well. We help artists, particularly painters, we help them sell their original paintings. We have artists in different parts of the world, Netherlands, Asia, Singapore, New York, and globally. So yeah, it's been operating for, technically registered in Canada for 2 years, but we've been operating bootstrapping for 5 to 6 years now. And we're doing good. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Trent. I had the pleasure actually of working with Mr. Higgs here at my company, which was called Finger Food Studios. And before that, actually, still back in the game days too. So so I've been around. Lots to say. I've been around for a long time. This is officially my 40th year as a software engineer, as a coder. So it started when I was a little kid. It's been at it a while. We built a mobile company and shipped apps, and so I think that's why I'm here, probably. Shipped a lot of apps, for 200-300 apps over sort of a 10-year period. And what I was saying earlier in the conversations and stuff is the big thing for me was after about year 2, even as a CTO and the founder and stuff, I didn't solve any more technical problems. Everything was communication problems, design problems, coordination, realizing the vision that the designers had with the engineers, and sort of dealing with all the fallout, the customer expectations, that type of stuff. And so that's what I'm interested in. That's the part of this that I think is the really hard part. I mean, technology is technology and it's difficult, but it's this intersection between design and technology that's really the challenge. So really excited to see what everybody's done, and looking forward to the presentations. I've seen all the proposals already, so I have some questions in mind, but we'll see. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Sushant. So I have been Vice President of Design for a few brands you might know: Yahoo Sports, CNET, GameSpot, Metacritic, some fun organizations. And in my experience, I've been leading design teams to build a lot of the experiences and the challenges that you guys have been taking on. Recently, I've been working with different organizations to help them build a design practice to learn how to scale to the next level of success. I will say that I started my career as a designer, and a lot of the challenges that you guys are taking on are things that I've faced firsthand. And we hear a lot about these 13 weeks, which is incredibly tight and challenging. The one thing I'd say is that one thing I've noticed in my career is that limitations are your best friend. Challenges and pressure force creativity, and it forces you to make the right decision. Right decisions around hierarchy, around value props, around what features to focus on. And like Trent and Herica, I've had a chance to take a look at the proposals. Very excited to see these presentations and see how you all arrived at the conclusions that you did. So thank you.
Let's get started. Yes, let's get started. All right, I'm gonna invite the Glucofit team to come on up. And just a reminder, while they are presenting, we are recording this for those who cannot join us, so the virtual attendees can see what we can see, but we'll also have this for our YouTube channel afterwards, which we invite you to visit as well. If you can please have your phones and all those things off for our students.
Meet Glucofit, an app that helps you manage your sugar levels. Through automated glucose logging and personalized insights on food and lifestyle, simply take your glucose level using your device. The app automatically gets the data via Bluetooth connection. Consistent logging of your glucose, activity, and food intake earns you badges. Glucofit also gives you helpful insights and tips whenever you log your glucose levels.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Hazel. I'm a UI/UX designer of Team Glucofit, your everyday guide to balance glucose health. If you didn't know, it only takes a minute to test if you have diabetes, and yet it affects you for a lifetime for a disease with no cure. That's why today with Glucofit, we aim to make your every minute count by making your diabetic care easy. There are over 537 million people in the world right now that are affected by type 2 diabetes. And unlike type 1 diabetes, it requires a totally different care approach. What makes living with diabetes difficult is that there is a constant need to monitor your glucose levels. This includes keeping track of your physical activities, your dietary intake, and the medications you are on. It requires a total lifestyle overhaul that needs to be consistent with in the long run, which is tough to maintain. And that is why with Glucofit today, we have made it our main feature to have automated logging. Users can pair their glucose monitoring device and have it connected to our app, which means their glucose readings will be automatically synced and logged, including a detailed log of their food, medicine, and physical activities as well. We also have our personalized insights features where users can access a library of personalized health tips and recommendations based on their logs that is specifically tailored for them. Lastly, we have made it a gamified feature for users to develop and build healthy health habits and make it easy for them to celebrate each milestone through streaks and badges. And although there are other apps in the market that are tailored for diabetic care, none of them provide overall features that have a holistic approach to diabetic care unlike Glucofit. Today, we have my pre-diabetic friend Aki, who is a day-to-day user of Glucofit, and he will show you how he uses the app.
Hi, I'm Aki, front-end developer of this app, Glucofit. I've been using this app to record and keep track of my BGL, as in blood glucose level. And here, you can check what number is normal, a little high, too high for blood glucose level. And in the app, if I'm doing great, this lovely sugar baby is gonna smile. And if not, it's gonna give me that frowning face. Okay, so let me share how I usually use this app. So once I open the app, I can see this home screen where I can briefly check latest BGL, blood glucose level, and all the logs that I made today. So this morning, my BGL was 6.1, which was a little too high, to be honest. And scrolling a little bit down, I can check all the logs that I made today. So I went for running in this morning for 60 minutes, and I got some carbs for lunch. I can go further down. And here I can check how my BGL has been doing for the last 7 days. So basically you can check my weekly BGL trend here. Okay, so before dinner, I wanna check my current BGL again. So I will use this iHealth device here. And this device is not currently turned on yet. So I will click plus mark at the bottom, and I will choose blood glucose. And first things first, I will turn on Bluetooth. And once I turn on Bluetooth, it automatically turns on the device and connect with it. And as it says, I will put the strip into the device. And okay, so it looks like it's ready to take blood. So I will prick my finger and put blood at the tip of the strip. Yeah. And there you go. So now it's calculating my blood glucose level. Oops, so my blood glucose level is 6.5, which is a little too high, to be honest. But what can I say? So I will go to the next screen. I'll keep logging. And see here, my sugar baby is not in a good mood here because my blood sugar level is a little too high. Anyways, I'll go down a little and choose before dinner. And I'll save it. Oh, I got a badge. So it says a streak starter. So apparently I got this badge because I've been logging my BGL for the last 7 days in a row. This is why I love this app. It always motivates me. Okay, so for now, I'll close it. And it looks like I also got an insight down here. So I'll tap this yellow banner. So the article is about diabetes treatment medications for type 2 diabetes. That sounds interesting. Let's scroll down a bit. Okay, I'll check this article later. So I'll just go back. And speaking of article, for dinner tonight, I want to check this recipe article that I liked the other day. So I'll go to Insight page, and I will click favorite. There you go. These are the articles I want to check. So I will check this for dinner tonight. Well, what I like about this app is those badges that I get occasionally, like earlier. So let me brag about my badges with my friend. So I'll go to badges page. And here I can see the streak starter badge that I got earlier. So I will tap this. And I will share it with my friend Kat. And I'll send it to Kat. There you go. And I will close it. So probably my next goal is this another badge called Glucose Guru. So I'm gonna have to keep logging my BGO for the next 30 days in a row. Long way to go, but I will make it happen. Okay, I will close it too. And I can also check streak here. So I will tap streak button. And here finally we can see this nice smile from Sugar Baby. Because I've been keep logging BGL for the last 7 days in a row. And I can also check that streak under here too. So basically, the happier my Sugar Baby is, the healthier I can get. And to make this magic happen, here's our lead developer, Ishii.
Hi, I'm Ishii. I'm a lead developer of this project. Our application for frontend is based on the React Native with TypeScript. And what our application makes differentiated from the others is connecting with the In-haus, which is a third-party device. And I will touch it later in the next slide. As for the backend, we employ for the Node.js and Express.js, and we apply for the MongoDB for our database for the sake of the flexible schema. And lastly, our application is secured by the JWT to protect the user's confidential health information. And this slide explains the most complex part of our application, connecting with the third-party device through the Bluetooth. And we have In-haus, which is a third-party company, and they have their platform, SDK platform for the developers all over the world. And we have registered our application on their platform to get a PEM file. And this is preset. And when user actually uses our application and tries to take the blood sugar level, the React Native tries to communicate with the In-haus SDK by the valid PEM file. And once it's authenticated, we can use the rest of the SDK functionalities, such as the reading of the blood sugar level from the device like we have demonstrated right now. And even we can also take the offline transaction. When user close the application, but user still can take the blood sugar level. Then user reopen the application, we can retrieve the rest of all of the offline transactions. This is how it works. And next, Jennifer will explain design process.
Hi everyone, I'm Jennifer, project manager and UI UX designer of Glucofit. Now let me give you a walk through the design process of our app. UX design began by conducting user interviews to identify the needs of people with prediabetes and diabetes. We also did a thorough competitor analysis to execute a different approach from the existing apps. Wireframing was a crucial step in ensuring the usability of our app. Through multiple iterations, we focused on simplicity and accessibility to accommodate our target users who are primarily middle-aged and older adults. In our UI design, we developed a cohesive component library and UI kit to maintain consistency throughout the app. We also added badges and animations to enhance our user engagement. For effective design implementation, we provided detailed annotations to developers, and we also conducted bug tracking after the beta launch. Moving on to branding, our logo features a sugar cube that we call our sugar baby, representing a fresh take on glucose management while balancing irony and with approachability. We use plus and minus symbols to indicate glucose highs and lows. For the colors, we chose indigo as our primary color to represent accuracy and trust, while orange and yellow as our secondary colors for a friendly and motivating feel. We chose Nonito Sans for typography for its soft, rounded edges and great legibility, and our illustrations were based on the sugar baby to visually represent glucose readings. And we designed our buttons with rounded corners and outlined icons to maintain the simplicity and friendliness of the app. And our cards were designed to prioritize usability while keeping the app clean and accessible. So this is the team, hardworking team behind Glucofit. Please feel free to connect with us on LinkedIn, scan the QR code, and visit us on glucofit.ca, your everyday guide to balanced glucose health. Thank you.
What a great start. So I'm gonna hand it over to our panelists. Trent looks the most ready at the moment because the other two are viciously making notes there. So I'll hand it over to Trent for the first feedback.
Okay, great. So first thing I'll say is that any demo that involves drawing blood is definitely next level and not something you see every day. So that's cool. Yeah. Now, so from my perspective, I thought the core functions of the app were really clear, and sort of the interface and everything's very clear. It's definitely a challenge to interface with a Bluetooth device like that too, and it looked like it went fairly smoothly. So that was really cool. In terms of things that I would say may arise as a challenge, or if I was looking at this from the real world perspective, there's always this question with health data and user confidence, right? Which is an interesting challenge. I think you've done the technical, the back end and everything, like your data is secure, but it's an interesting challenge to think about in terms of how to convey to the user that everything is secure to build their confidence. And I think that's always the feedback I end up giving on any sort of health app. And so it's the challenge. It's something to think about and to work through, because it's sort of a question of, you've done the right thing, but how do you convince the user that you're doing the right thing and make them feel really confident? But overall, I think it was a great job. I really, this is a very important issue for a lot of people. And so it's great that you've addressed it head on. And I think the app looks like, a really interesting way to do it. So yeah, awesome.
Stunning. I like it. Actually, the first time that I looked at the website, because Tyler sent, some of, all of your work, I actually fell in love with it. Not because I have a sister who's type 1 diabetes. On top of that, it's more like the way you presented the first line, what your platform does, you guys did it. So I like that. So I actually have just, high level of what I look at when it comes to visual appeal and design. I want to make sure it's, the first impression matter, check, you guys did it. Easy navigation, the way you presented it, check, you guys got it. Mobile friendliness, I'm looking at it on the website, on my mobile while you guys are presenting, check, you guys got it. So maybe you'll have me as an investor one day. I'm also impressed with what you've done. What I would love to, at least maybe you guys would consider, I'm not sure how the logging procedure works. Maybe I would be lazy writing or typing. Maybe you can maybe there's a voice enable wherein my glucose today is this, that, And then what else? You guys did a great job with the badge and streak. Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, great job, team. This is very, very impressive. I'm going to try and avoid repeating some of the steps that my colleagues have here. Let's start with the branding, the icon. I think it's really cute. It has a lot of mirth, and I think it has a lot of transferable value to even animate it and turn it into a functional part of the experience. You know, something that I think about is the actual main shot where you have the recorded blood levels. One thing I see is an opportunity right there to have your icon react to those charts as they are scanned and recorded, and actually make it more than just branding, but a functional part of the experience. So that's something that there's an opportunity there. I really love the ease of use. I think that overall you've got a very clean and cohesive experience. As Trent mentioned, I think there are privacy concerns and data concerns that you'll naturally have to get around. But I actually think some opportunities for you are around automation. You know, how much of this does the user have to do versus how much can you kind of automate and make it easy for them? Ease of use is always going to be a big selling point. So I think related to that, are there wearable components? Are there watches or other kind of Bluetooth devices that you're noticing in this space? But I think overall, you're in the right path here. One key opportunity that I think could be valuable to focus on is how can you make fewer steps for the user to move around, right? Tapping around between sections, I always wonder, is there an opportunity to put it all just in the main feed, right? And any kind of CTAs, calls to actions around articles to read or a warning, where in the hierarchy should that be presented? Should it just be a tooltip that comes and disappears, or is it something that actually presents and stays within the feed? You know, these are fun opportunities to consider as you explore a potential evolution of this. So good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who's the designers? Who's the designers on the team? Okay, I just wanted to ask really quickly, is the badges, did you guys create the badge icons yourselves?
Yes.
I wish you would have said that, because I think the badges looked super cool, as well as the logo and Sugar Baby, but the badges, so hint to all the teams, like if you do that kind of work, especially for the designers, you deserve the love. So give yourselves the love of that. Yes. Little known fact that Tyler actually made it a requirement this term to have blood drawn as part of the presentations, but we had to scale it back because some of the teams took it a little too seriously. So yeah, so good job.
Thank you. PeekABite to come to the front. While they're coming, adding to the stress, is they're also being graded while they are here.
To make healthier choices but find nutrition labels confusing? Meet PeekABite, the app that simplifies understanding what's in your food. Just scan any product to start. Instantly, you'll see a personalized health score tailored to your unique health conditions. Dive into detailed nutrition and ingredient information. PeekABite breaks it down simply, offering healthier alternatives with one tap to help you make better choices in seconds. Plus, PeekABite's advanced AI reports reveal hidden details you won't find on the label. Chat with PeekABite's AI for instant answers and deeper insights, helping you make informed choices with confidence. With PeekABite, choosing the right product has never been easier. Take control of your health, one scan at a time. Download PeekABite and make every bite the right one.
Hi everyone, I'm Kiara, a UI UX from Team PeekABite. So to start, I want to show you guys these two products. So which one do you think is healthier? From the product A or product B? From the face of it, they all look similar and it's hard to tell, isn't it? So let me introduce you to PeekABite. It's a mobile app that helps health-conscious consumers get instant nutritional information, including product scores, by simply just scanning the product itself. It also suggests healthier Sorry about that. It also suggests healthier alternatives and features an AI-powered chatbot for deeper product understanding. PeekABite helps consumers make smarter eating choices. Now, you're probably wondering why did we start this project? Because despite our efforts to eat healthier food, many of us unknowingly still consume unhealthy products. Shockingly, 50% of the average Canadian's daily caloric intake comes from UPFs, or ultra-processed food. On top of that, there are 70% consumers struggling to interpret food labels, and brands are often not being transparent about using additives. And at the same time, understanding food labels also can be time-consuming and complicated, leaving many frustrated. So to solve all those problems, PeekABite offers 3 main features. The first will be product scanning and label interpretation to simplify understanding. The second will be health scores, personalized health scores, and alternative suggestions. And last but not least, we also offer AI report and chat for more in-depth insights. With AI integration, PeekABite offers more than competitors, and that includes personalized health scores and AI report chat, which also giving us our unique selling point. Now, I'm gonna hand it over to my teammate to show you guys the demo.
Hello everyone, I'm Sinet, project manager and full stack developer at Team PeekABite. And for this demo, I'm going to be someone who does not know about PeekABite yet.
I'm �ဣ𝐧𝐬𝐭𝐫𝐿, and I'm the lead full stack developer of PeekABite, and I've been using this application for a couple of months now.
So let's get the demo started. Hey �ဣ𝐧𝐬𝐿, so with all this capstone hassle and preparation, you must be really tired and hungry. I bought some snacks for us.
What do you have for us?
My go-to choice for instant energy, energy drink and a protein bar.
But aren't you on a health grind and only looking for products good for you?
What do you mean? It's actually healthy for me.
Let me just introduce you to PeekABite. Using PeekABite, you can scan and discover food products, get personalized insights, and in-depth AI analysis. So let's just scan this protein bar of yours. I'll go to the scanner and point the barcode to the camera and tap on the product card at the bottom. Now in the details view, you can see using dot indicators the good and the bad nutrients about the product and get an overall rating which says OK at the top.
Okay, but what's so new about this? I can already find this information on the package itself, right?
Let's scroll down a bit, press on the login button, and let me show you where the magic actually happens. So I'll just enter my credentials and set up my profile and answer some basic questions like my age, height, weight, and some food restrictions or health conditions that I may have.
But why is this app collecting all this information?
Wait for it. Now I set up my profile and I continue where I left off from. I go to the product card and we have a whole lot of options and features for us that have been unlocked to explore. You see the generic score at the top, which just said OK initially, has turned into a specific number out of 10.
Wait, how does the scoring system actually work?
Well, if you tap the score at the top, it shows you a pop-up which gives you a detailed view about how the calculations work on the back end, taking the good and the bad of the product, while also strongly taking into consideration your food preferences and your health conditions.
Wow, that's super interesting. I never knew about this.
Wait, we're not done yet. Let's just scroll down a bit. And this is the PeekABite report. If you tap Show More, it gives you an AI-generated report doing a comprehensive breakdown of the ingredient analysis, presence of allergens or additives, and much more in-depth, so you can make a more informed decision. And if I go back to the details again, the app also suggests some healthier alternatives for you to choose from.
Honestly, I can't believe I've been eating all this without knowing anything. I'm now skeptical about my food choices. Can you try scanning that energy drink too?
Yeah, let's go back to the scanner and scan the can of Monster Energy. If I tap on the product card again, here we go.
No way, just a 2 out of 10? Now, honestly, I have a lot more questions about my choices.
I'll clear your confusion. If I tap the Chat with PeekABite button, and it will introduce you to the brains of this application. And we start a one-on-one conversation with PeekABite. To give you an example, I'll just ask how I can incorporate this product into my daily diet. And PeekABite will generate an answer accordingly.
I actually drink Monster for its satisfying fizz, so can you ask if there's something similar?
Let's ask for any fizzy alternatives to PeekABite. I type the question and hit send, and it'll give me a response accordingly. So you can gather more information about your questions.
Sparkling water sounds good to me, but I don't have the product with me right now. So how do I scan it?
Well, if we go back to the scanner screen once again, you also have the option to search for a category or a particular product. I'll just type sparkling water here, and it'll fetch me a list of results according to the category that I've searched for. And the product dash looks nice. It has an 8 out of 10 rating, so I just tap on the product, and you can see it's instantly better than Monster Energy. And also for you, I can tap the favorites button so that we can consider this product when we go shopping the next time.
Okay, that's great. I've got one more question. How do I know if this information is reliable and accurate? Like, who maintains this data?
Well, data is the backbone of this application, and it thrives on community-driven contributions regarding products which are not in the system yet. But if you have any doubts about the legitimacy or you find a mistake in the product, you can scroll down to the bottom and report a product by entering your contact details and your feedback, and the super talented team of PeekABite will take care of it. Now, moving back to the app, if I just scroll back to the home page, it gives you the option to educate yourself using nutrition tips, which shows the latest food health related news, and also gain new insights on ingredient analysis regarding the ingredients which are most commonly present in most of the packaged foods. So users are able to gain a new perspective into making more informed decisions. Last but not the least, I've been using PeekABite for a couple of months now, and I've successfully lowered my cholesterol levels. So I'll just go to the profile page, tap on health conditions, edit my preferences, and remove cholesterol issues. So now my data will be updated as per my new conditions.
Honestly, PeekABite feels like the shopping assistant I didn't know I needed. Thank you so much for that, 𝐬𝐿𝐬𝐬𝐿.
And here we have someone who has been using PeekABite. So now I'll hand it off to my next teammate to discuss the tech stack.
So yeah, hi everyone, my name is Gurjot. I am a full stack developer. Here I'm present to you our app tech stack. So we have used React Native with Expo for a single code base across iOS and Android, leveraging TypeScript for the type safety. We have also used GlueStack and Lottie animations to enhance the UI. Our backend is built with Node.js, Express, and GraphQL that ensures efficient data querying. Our Mongoose interacts with our MongoDB database hosted on AWS EC2 for scalability. Also, we are using Firebase for user authentication, and while the JWT secures the API requests. We are also using Docker, PM2, and Nginx to optimize the deployment process. Talking about the third parties, we are using OpenAI GPT models to process all the AI-driven functionality, and also all the food data that you just saw is powered by Open Food Facts API. We are also using GitHub Actions to automate the CI/CD workflows. Next, we have data processing workflow. So as you've seen in the demo, the data flow begins with a barcode scan via the device camera. Like we are processing the product barcode. Then the data is fetched from OpenAI Food Facts API, or it is fetched from database. That depends on the availability of the data. Then the retrieved data is cached into the database and for the future efficiency. The fetched information is then processed and enriched with user preferences that you just saw in the demo. And then we send that preferences along with the fetched data to GPT to process it and give a detailed AI-driven reports for better user understanding. So next, I will pass on to my team member to discuss the design process.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jackie. I'm the lead designer of our amazing team. And let's dive into our design stories. Our design process has 4 stages. which are research for better understanding of our user, and the planning stage for mapping out their journey, and the design stage for delivering intuitive mockups and prototypes. Last but not least, we refine everything through the feedback from the user testing. We made a strategic decision to let users experience all the most of the core features of our app. And user can immediately start scanning product and see basic nutritional information without creating an account. The interface subtly hints with more features through small prompts, encouraging our user to log in. Our mascot appears at key moments, highlighting additional features that might benefit our users. The try before you commit approach allows users to experience the core features right away, and they can discover more reasons to create an account for deeper insights and personalization. It also helps increase the retention and reduce the bounce rates. We can't imagine how many users might just quit if we ask them to log in at the beginning. In terms of our branding, our brand identity centers around Pika, the lemon mascot chosen to represent health and accessibility. The color palette combines yellow for energy and optimism, and blue for trust and reliability. These colors are carefully selected to maintain positive association with foods and health. Our UI components reflect this philosophy through a clean, minimal design, a clear visual hierarchy, and also intuitive navigation and distraction-free interfaces. Every element works together to create to make healthy choices more simple and approachable. And none of this can be done without our amazing team. I want to thank them all for their efforts throughout the term, and thank you all for attention to our presentation. Feel free to scan our barcode and download our complete proposal. Thank you.
I'd like to kick it off with Sushant this time, if I may.
Sure thing. Good job, team. Very exciting. I think, when I looked at this and when I saw the presentation, I really appreciated how vibrant and clean and cohesive the experience was. I think when it comes to product development, you always have to start with what is the user problem that you're solving for. And I think there's this app concept that you have a lot in here, right? There's scanning individual products, and then there's recommendations around your health. I think that one area that you could think about for an opportunity is around what is the most compelling part of this that serves the most important use case. So are users going to be scanning each and every product as they're in the grocery store? Or is this more of a proactive service where you can enter in your health details, and that AI report that you have can actually be something that helps guide the consumer's choices going forward? And so out of the entire experience, which is very prolific, I would say that AI report is probably the most interesting, because I think there's so much rich, unique value around what you can give the user before they even head to the store. And I would encourage you guys to think about what is that sets apart from the other apps in the space. So really interesting.
Thank you. Thank you, Sushant. That's really cool. Remarkable. That's my word for you guys. I like the football player. I forgot his name.
Ronaldo.
Yeah, Ronaldo. So good job. I think you should put that on your website. Yeah. Yes. And then I want to make sure that I covered and give you a check with the visual appearance or the design. First impression matter, check. I looked at the site and the mobile. Easy navigation, because you walked us through That's good, check. And then mobile friendliness, I think it's really good too, like what Sushant captured. You guys captured the right color, so really good. I really love that. And opportunity for improvement, maybe you could also consider, let's say when someone picked up or scanned the item or the food, number of people who already scanned it. I'm not sure if that was captured, but yeah. And then I like the fact that there are like food, no, the good and the bad of the product is noted there. And then maybe what I also like looking at is the navigation or the part where you're showing the carbohydrates and other nutrition details, just the top 3 high level of what would capture their attention. And then if they want to look at more details, then they'll go down. That's it. But remarkable. Good job.
Thank you.
This is awesome. So I'm super passionate about this stuff because over the past year or so, I've been on this nutrition journey, and so I know exactly where you're coming from. And I mean, man, did people jam sugar inside of everything and you don't realize? And so this is a super useful tool. The thing that I thought stood out for me that was really cool is the ability to drill down, and the fact that there was confidence builders throughout and references and links, and you could click and you could see the sources and all that kind of stuff, because that's exactly the thing. There's a lot of hype and weird stuff going on with nutrition, and what you want to be able to do is look and see the source, and so that's perfect. But I think in terms of maybe a critique on it, the challenge though is that that's also like the feature that I love the most as who would probably be a power user of this app is maybe also the thing that would be hardest for a casual user of the app, which is that they maybe really just do want the summary or the very, very high level view. So I thought you did a really good job of capturing the information and being able to drill down and stuff, but I'd also almost want to see a simpler or a new mode where you're coming in, and I think you did, the onboarding's great, not having to log in is great. I'd love to see one more layer that's just even simpler than that, but otherwise, I love it. I want this app. Like, yeah, please.
For everyone in the room, Tyler, I know will agree with me, one of the best things that you can ever hear is when a panelist says, I could see myself using this, I would use it today, right? I think that's a pretty brilliant thing. And I felt a lot of love with the business side. I know it's not the purpose of this, but I actually really like the whole concept of like, here, you can try before you buy, so to speak, like that light version. That was really, really cool thinking outside of the box. So I really appreciated that, so to speak, outside of the box. Yes, good, great job, thank you.
Finally. Relax time. SightUP. We're gonna keep going just to make sure we stay on time. All right. How's everybody's vision? Perfect vision? I know a couple of us now.
In a world where our eyes faces more challenges than ever, eye strain is becoming common. Do you feel it too? Introducing SightUP, an app that takes care of your eyes by providing tests and daily exercises. Besides staying motivated in your eye care routine, you also can check your eye health with easy tests like Acuity for clear vision and astigmatism to detect blurry spots. Record updates manually or let the app track them through your test results, giving you insights to monitor your progress. Ease discomfort from dry or strained eyes with guided exercises that soothe tired eyes and leave you feeling refreshed and focused. Your eyes deserve more than just a glance. Download SightUP now and simplify your eye care. SightUP, signing you up for a clearer vision.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Shane, a UI/UX designer from Team SightUP. All of us here today are presenting you a comprehensive mobile app that helps you to discover an eye care routine transformation. So a few findings based on our research reveal that 57% of Canadians over 20 years old require an optical correction. Are you one of them as well? And, and while globally, people are spending more than half of their active times on the screen. And the numbers of opportunities was also explored through our user research, help us to understand that people nowadays are lack of awareness, struggle to set time aside, and also keep motivated in their eye health management. Therefore, SightUP was being developed to assist all mobile phone users to embrace a regular eye care routine with up to 4 interactive exercises and 3 easy to follow vision tests introduced in 3 engaging modes. Along with a detailed prescriptions tracking feature, users can also now incorporate clinical prescriptions, monitoring changes in their eyesight over time. SightUP was designed and developed, equipped with user-centric and exclusive features compared to our competitors. We now invite our developers to demonstrate how this intuitive app works.
Hello everyone, my name is Cecilia, and I'm a full-stack developer. Today we are diving into SightUP, exploring its features through the experience of 2 different users, Sydney and Rafa. Let's begin with Sydney. He downloaded SightUP on his iPhone device based on a friend's recommendation. He has set up some preferences and other details inside, but he hasn't explored it fully yet. Sydney is looking for a reliable way to keep track of all of his prescriptions for glasses and contact lenses. Once he logs in, the first thing that he will notice is 2 activities scheduled for today. Let's do it right away, the daily check-in. He will log how he's feeling, the symptoms, and probable causes. This enables Sydney to have, encourages Sydney to have a time for self-care. Encourages Sydney to remember how important his eyes is. Once he's done, he will notice a new face icon appear at the top on today's date. And next to it is a daily check-in from yesterday. This feature allows users to keep track of their eye health on a period of time. Next, he has an exercise to do. All of our exercises, they offer some audio and music guidance in case they don't want to wear the glasses.
Let's blink quickly until you hear the bell.
Sydney can always mute the music or the voice at any point during the test and focus completely on the exercise.
Now.
This exercise is giving it to Sydney a time for self-care. Once he's done, he will log how he felt, save the results, and go back to the home screen. And well done, Sydney, you have everything done for today. And it's almost time, you need to run to meet your friends, but he wants to check out the astigmatism test since it's something that he deals with. Here on the test, there are different modes to reply to, and also he needs to set up the distance for accurate results.
Sorry.
And now the following screens are telling Sydney how to reply to the test. Now he has a clear idea of how to reply, and he can exit, knowing that he will have to restart it later. The last thing that he wants to check is on the prescription, all the information that he logged yesterday about his glasses and contact lenses. And everything is looking fine, so he can log out and run to meet his friend, and probably share with them how awesome SightUP is. On the other side of the screen, we have Rafa. Rafa downloaded SightUP on his Android device, and he has been using for a few months now, so he's more familiar with its features. Rafa spent long hours in front of the screen, and he's using SightUP to maintain a healthy eye. After he logs in with his Google account, he will see all the activities scheduled for him today. And that's great, he only has 1 activity left, so let's do that one right away. All of our exercises were designed to reduce eye strain and improve any eye health conditions users may have. This exercise was designed to track moving objects to improve visual coordination. So while we are enjoying the music, you can join and try the exercise. Now he will log how he felt, and move back to the home screen. And for him, now everything will be marked as completed, making it so simple and easy to track all of the activities that he's doing inside SightUP. Because he's feeling super confident, he will try to do the visual acuity test. Same like on the exercise, all of our tests, they offer some audio guidance in case users don't want to wear the glasses.
And your phone in parallel, and set the distance 30 centimeters.
Now he can set up the distance, same as before, and for that he has to be super still. Now he's ready to start the test, replying with his right eye. For that, he can cover the left eye, or he can just simply close it. This test consists on matching the direction of the E at the top of the screen with the E in the controller. For that, he can drag or tap on the different buttons. And we can see that as he's getting the right answer, the E at the top becomes smaller in size. At the same time, users can always tap on the I cannot see button when they are unsure of the right answer. Now let's try to test the left eye. And for this time, Rafa is switching to reply with his smartwatch. All users can easily switch between the different modes at any point or during the test. You can notice that a warning message appears at the top when the users get too close or too far from the screen. And it's telling them that they need to set back the distance at the right distance. Our tests were thoughtfully designed to be engaging for users while closely mimicking the real vision test. And right now it's becoming super small. And yes, he's not cheating. And he gave up. Now we are watching a fun animation while waiting for the results. And good job, Rafa. You have 20/20, which means clear vision at normal distance. He can always tap on any of the information icons to know more about the test or the meaning of his score. For now, he will save the results, go to prescriptions where he can compare with past test results. Here, he can filter by setup and then select any date, and we can see that his eye care routine has been effective and he's doing a great job. Feeling happy, he can log out, waiting for tomorrow's activities. Through Sydney and Rafa experiences, we have seen how SightUP adapts to different users' needs. SightUP is the all-in-one solution for a better eye health. Next, Rafael will talk about our tech stack.
So our tech stack is is hosted on GitHub, and we are using for stability and releasing new versions CI and CD pipelines like Bitrise and GitHub Actions. For the database and storage, we are using MongoDB, Firebase, and Amazon S3. Our backend is hosted on AWS. We are using Apache 2 as reverse proxy, and our REST APIs is built using Node.js, Express.js, and for authorizations, JWT. Our code is using Kotlin language, official language for Android development announced by Google. We are using Jetpack Compose and also Google Machine Learn Kit. So our app is fully native and is available for Android and iOS, and that's thanks to Kotlin multi-platform. Kotlin multi-platform enables us to deliver a high-performance solution for Android and iOS systems without relying on hybrid frameworks like React Native and Flutter, which often requires a lot of workarounds and compromised performance. With the KMP, we can share our business logic and data handling, ensuring efficiency and not compromising the performance, and reducing also the duplications. Basically, when you create a project, you can enable this tool in the Kotlin language, and the Kotlin code will compile in Android and JVM machine, while for iOS, the Kotlin code compiles directly into Swift. And that makes possible to use all the native features and all the native APIs. When platform-specific functions are needed, you can actually, the KMP provide us what we call expect and actual functions. So in a nutshell, you can put the expect function in a common folder, and in this platform-specific folders, like iOS and Android folders, you implement that specific function using the keyword actual. And for our project, we use that kind of approach to access the camera and do the voice processing. For our user interface, the KMP enable also to create the specific designs for iOS and Android, but we use the Compose multi-platform because we can share all the UI components across Android, iOS, and also the Wear OS, the smartwatches. And all this choice about the KMP and CMP save us time while maintaining the performance, the high quality, and the native look and feel. So now I'm gonna pass to Isa so she can explain the design process.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Rafa. My name is Isabella, and I am a product designer of SightUP. I'm going to present designer's process on this project. We started by a market research where we analyze competitors and interview 15 people to understand users' pain points and needs. Then we created user flow, moving forward to wireframes and user testing, which helped us to test our choices and the experience we were building in the app. We were careful to design the app even for people who wear glasses and lenses, and after testing, we decided to implement the 3 modes: voice, touch, and smartwatch, because we aim to be inclusive when they are testing with naked eyes and made them to feel embraced. With the wireframe finalized, we focus on creating SightUp visual identity, defining colors, typography, making the illustrations, and creating all the animations we have throughout the app. After finalizing the design, we collaborated closely with our developers to ensure feasibility, making adjustments when needed, ensuring to meet all technical requirements. And I also agree with Jason that it is very important to work together as a team. Our brand stands on 3 key attributes: interactive, supportive, and healthy. These values drove every feature and design choices. And to represent care and protection, aligning with our mission to support eye health, we designed a logo that integrates the letter S for SightUp with the shape of an eyeball, forming a structure that resembles 2 hands holding and caring for the eye. We also incorporated a blur effect on the text to symbolize the improvement in users' visions as they engage with SightUp. The color palette blends trustworthy blues with neutral grays for readability, even for users with vision challenges. Our typography combined Larkin for professionalism and Lato for modern clarity. For our icons and components, we designed a light, clean, and human-centered layout using rounded corners, focusing on illustrations and animations that guide the users through the features. And as I mentioned before, one important decision we made for our app, it was to implement animations through AI tests and exercises. The idea is that they guide users to complete the process, besides creating a smooth, engaging experience, enhancing usability while reinforcing our interactive and supportive identity.
SightUp is excited to introduce all of these features in the upcoming time. From optometrist booking to purchase of eyewear to the tracking lenses renewal period are sure to make SightUp even more comprehensive. SightUp is able to achieve the success with the collaboration of all of us on the stage, and we now welcome you to take out your phone, type SightUp.ca to explore our app or to scan the QR code on the screen. SightUp, signing you up for a clearer vision. Thank you.
From my view, I see your vision and love the appearance of this. I would give you a 20 out of 20, but that's just my perspective. I'd love to hear Herica's perspective.
Can I use this app today, like right now? I would say superb. That's my word for you guys. I love taking care of myself. So I'm gonna give this a try. Yeah, because I think you got me. Yeah. So looking at my chart here for visual appeal design, you guys got a check. First impression matter, check. Easy navigation, the way you showed it and presented it, check. Mobile friendliness, check. Okay, really good. I also like the way you presented the design process. The rest of the groups as well who did it earlier, I liked how you guys have done it. And then, opportunity for improvement, I like the word someone presented and it says, I care routine transformation. I kind of want to see that as well on your website. Like the moment I'd see it and I would see that, I would probably, be hooked and I want to try it. Seriously, I'll do it. Because I used to have astigmatism. I used to wear glasses, but I'm not wearing it anymore because I just need to, sleep and do eye care routine. So, another thing, just maybe something to consider. If I look at your website, you showed earlier different eyes of the models you have. Maybe if you have top 3 exercises on your website is really good. I really like it. I just think that if there's one person doing the exercise, like do this right away in 30 seconds, it will transform your life, something like that. But overall, you guys are born to win. I want to say that to the last 2 groups as well. Born to win. You got that badge. Good job.
Awesome. Okay, so really liked it. I mean, there's a lot going on in there. You've done a ton of amazing work, so very, very cool. Yeah, tons of stuff. I had maybe just 3 quick things. I thought the logo was super clever, and especially when the explanation of it, I was like, that's very, very clever. Very cool. Also, who's the Android fan? There you go. Yeah, unusual choice with the Kotlin multi-platform, and that's cool. So shout out to the tech, even though we're designed. It's gotta appreciate when someone takes the different paths. That's cool. The only feedback on my side was just it seemed like maybe the UX on the watch side's tricky. Could be reimagined to be something a little more streamlined. Just, I don't know if it's just dragging your finger on the face. It looked like you needed to look at the watch face a bit, and that kind of takes you out of the moment. But it was super cool to see the watch integrated in the workflow. So I'd love to see that just kind of like get iterated, because I think that's such an interesting way to interface with the tests. So really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, team, there is so much here to unpack, and you should definitely give yourselves a pat on the back for having such a prolific and comprehensive app that you've put together. I think you're trying to tackle a lot. Right off the bat, I think the overall design language is really cohesive and consistent, and I like that it's clearly informed by a clear sense of brand. And that is something that I drum up a lot with designers, like consistency with your visual metaphors. And one thing I got from the site, from the materials and the app demonstration is that you definitely get a clear sense that this is the same brand and the same company that speaks to me. And it's clearly supporting the value props that you're trying to hit on. I think the points that the rest of the panelists here highlighted, I think are great. The one area of feedback that I think I'll leave you with, and this is just something that is going to be valuable for all of you here and everyone back here as you go into industry, which is getting crisp around what you're solving for. And when you think about a health app and using technology to solve health, one thing you'll have to really understand is when does technology help versus hurt? And something that I look at here is, you've got all these wonderful creative eye exercises. When is it going to be useful for me to not look at my phone? And that's actually a unique value prop that you can lean into, where perhaps you have other wearables that the user has, whether it's AirPods, your watch, audio inputs that tell you it's time to put the phone down. And this will actually be good for your health. And this will be the right kind of insight that you'll need as you go into companies, and they will always incentivize you to drive up engagement. But true market-leading products are about differentiation. And so you'll be able to think about what will help set us apart. And so I think that's just useful to think about. I think the work you've done here is incredible and very, very prolific. But thinking about what will actually help set us apart is when should we not look at the screen?
Thank you.
Clapping first, yeah. And to tag on to what Sushant said, I just wanted to say, like, really quickly, I know it, but a lot of companies that Tyler and I and probably Jason and many of us that have been in industry, companies don't have this type of clear vision on their brand, their business, what it is doing and how it looks. So like that is super impressive. Like the whole, Sushant has used the word cohesiveness a couple times. Holy cohesiveness, yeah. So really, really well done. Oh, Sushant wants that.
Just one last thing. I can tell the only reason you got there was from direct collaboration.
Yes.
And this is something that makes teams fall apart, is when that one side is not talking to the other part of the house. And so the reason you got here is because I can tell there's a lot of direct collaboration throughout the entire process, so kudos.
Thank you, though. Thank you. Wonderful. In-house.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ángeles Arroyo. I'm the project manager and UX UI designer for In-haus, your next household manager app. Today, I want to introduce you to Diego and a day in his life. So, please.
Well, it looks like a normal day at the household, until it isn't. Well, he clearly looks distracted to do his chores. And, well, she looks confused on what to make or have for lunch. Is there a solution to all these issues? Yes, there is. Introducing In-haus, an AI-powered house management app that helps in adding and assigning tasks to your family members via calendar. Organizing, recognizing and suggesting meal plans, which curates a recipe and an ingredients list for your grocery shopping anytime via Meal AI. And finally, setting up fun rewards that could be redeemed via points gained by completing tasks with rewards. Well, the solution clearly did its job by the looks of it. So, ready to sync up your family for a fun experience? Check out inhouse.ca for more details. In-house, live together.
Okay. Can any one of you can relate with Diego and his family? Okay. Because we found some common issues among any household, or the average household, is that the lack of organization tends to create some discussions, and the lack of all disorganized the house, forgotten chores, things like that, it can bring to a lot of stress in the house. So that, and we have to do groceries every single time. It takes a lot of time to plan for a whole family and to plan what do you want to eat, and it takes a lot of time, and it's not good. Also, who doesn't want to have a work-life balance? We spend a lot of time at work, at school. We just want to have a good day at home. So right now, the global parenting app by 2023 was marketed as 730 million. By 2033, it's expected to grow to 3.90 billion. All this because gentle parenting, phone penetration among the families, things like that. So that's about 20% of the general annual rate. So if we take those numbers, we take those issues that we all have in common, we bring to you In-haus, an AI-powered mobile app that simplifies household management by organizing tasks among all members. We have a calendar that you can create chores and share events with your family. We have access to Meal AI. You get access to recipes, meal plan, and shopping list. And at the same time, you can play and collaborate with your family, share rewards, and give special treats to your family. We know we can do this because we've seen it with other apps. We have Google Calendar, 𝐏𝐬𝐬𝐿, Todoist, among other, but they only focus in doing calendar or meal plan. They don't do two things at the same time. And also, they forget about the playful part. So today, I want to introduce the team behind the dream so they can show you how we do it.
Hi everyone, my name is 𝐏𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐿, but for this demo, let me consider as Diego. He's one of the team member that you just saw into the introductory video. So I already downloaded in-house app in my phone. So let's just head towards the app. So here is the welcome screen, but I already have an account in this app. So let's just quickly log in. And let's head to the task page. Now here I can assign the task to one of my family member. So let's just assign a task to my kid 1D. So I have two options. Either I can fill this form and assign a task, or I can use this speech recognition feature, which I just say, add a task to get shopping bag from the car to 1D for 10 reward points and a start date of right now. So it will transcribe my speech to text and it will autofill the form and I can check the form details. Yeah, seems like the task is in progress. So if I hit save, I can see the task is under 1D name. Now let's just log in as a user who I'm just assigned the task. So here is the user, I just hit login. I go to the calendar page and I can see the task under his name. So I can just mark this task as done. As you can see, the task is been done. So this task has been rewarded for 10 points. So 1D get like 10 points. So let's just head to the rewards page. Now here I can create a rewards for this particular task. Either I can fill the form or I can do
Playing from Farokhi's iPhone.
Alexa, open house assistant.
Welcome to In-house Assistant. You can say, add a reward called Movie Night.
Alexa, add a reward called video game gift card.
Reward video game gift card has been added successfully.
So as you can see, the reward card has been successfully added here. So I can just click redeem. So the reward has been redeemed successfully. 1D, here is your gift card. Good job, champ. So our app is compatible. So our app is compatible both in iOS and Android. So for the next feature, I would like to invite Diego to present the Meal AI in an Android device.
Thanks, Octavia. Well, you know, I'm Diego, full stack web developer, political scientist, but most importantly, I would say a family man. Yeah, I have my kids over here, my beautiful wife. They're always with me. And you know how difficult it is, especially when you are the one who cooks. You know, trying to figure out what to cook, how to plan meals ahead, all those things sometimes become a nightmare when it should be actually fun. So let's try and actually look into the Meal AI feature. Let's start by, I don't know, let's go for tomorrow, Saturday, breakfast. Let's look into something nice and healthy for breakfast for the family. Let's say maybe poached eggs with spinach and tomato. Okay, we are 5 at home. And as you can see, the ingredients get actually calculated based on the servings that we select. And let's add this. Perfect. One thing I really love about this feature is that I can, as soon as I add something to my meal plan, the shopping list is already created for us. So I can always go back to this, but I'll show you that in a second. But now let's do for, I don't know, lunch. Another really cool feature I love about Meal AI is the fact that you can use, sometimes they say you don't know what to cook. Literally, you have some ingredients, you open the fridge, and then you're in that questioning of like, okay, what do I do with this? So let's show how that's done. We have some ingredients that Juandi brought for us. Okay, while we wait for that, we have some dad jokes that we can read and have a laugh. So yeah, there you go. So I can do cheesy beef lasagna with these ingredients. As you can see, you have ground beef, lasagna noodles, green pepper, yellow pepper, all the ingredients that I have in the table that are actually recognized, I can again change it to 5 servings and add it as lunch. Well, I can do the same thing if I want with recognizing a meal. You know, how many of you go to a restaurant, you would like to fancy that particular plate over there, you don't know how it is made, how is it called, you could actually make it yourself at home. Well, obviously we don't have that fancy restaurant meal over here, but we have something that we just grabbed from outside. Okay, let's just take a picture of this and again, another dad joke while we wait, because AI takes a bit some time. Okay, New Year's resolution is stop leaving things so late. All right. There you go. Cheesy. Oh no, sorry. You recognize all the elements outside as well for the lasagna. Okay. Anyways, the important bit here is that you can go to the shopping list. You can search things by recipe. For instance, my poached eggs are here. My cheesy beef lasagna is here. I can always cross elements out of my shopping list. No, sometimes with my wife, when we do shopping, we go separate ways, different aisles or different shops even. We don't know if she's already bought something that I already did. So having this that works actually as a group is pretty helpful. So we all know what's been already added to the shopping list, crossed over, because it's bought or that we have it at home. Yeah, so that's what we have to show for Meal AI. Now let's look into the tech behind this. A very important thing for us, especially thinking from the business perspective, reducing costs and all those things, we came up with a caching strategy. We use certain APIs to grab information from. Sometimes we grab information from third parties. Sometimes we use OpenAI to recognize meals, to grab those recipes into our database. So next time myself or any other user wants to search for that particular item, for that lasagna or for the sandwich or for whatever thing that you are actually interested in, instead of going through the API, it goes directly through our database. So we keep on storing information that actually give us the possibility to in future create our own API to serve other platforms or other apps, let's say, with the information that we already have in our database with our user experience. So now I would like to pass it on to Kartavia so he can talk a bit more about the tech behind this.
Hi. So for the system design, we are using React Native with Expo for the front-end application, and we are using GraphQL for the API integration with the backend. And talking about the backend, we are using Node.js as our primary backend language. We are using JWT, PM2, Express.js, and Socket.io for the backend technologies. And all the technologies are hosted on AWS EC2 instance. And it's the same instance where we are deploying the CI/CD pipeline through GitHub workflows. For the Alexa, we are using Alexa Virtual Device, and we are using AWS Serverless Lambda functions to connect with our backend. And for the third-party APIs, we are using OpenAI, Spoonacular API, and the Joke API to connect with our backend. For the database, we are using MongoDB, and we are using Mongoose as an object document model to connect with our database. So for the next slide, I would like to invite Angie to present design process.
Thank you, Kartavia. And well, going with the design process, it all started with a plan and an idea. We record some user interviews, we did the market research, competitor analysis, all this to build our user persona and our user flow. This with a clear intention to create wireframes that meet fidelity to a prototype and fully functional. We created and established our brand, created some of UI components, and then did more user testing with an app fully functional, created our marketing assets, and handed off. This part was very important to do annotations, record some documentation to keep for future iterations and future features. Along with that, we have our brand, our logo ideation. It started with a heart and a house inside the house. That's where the name lays, and we have the app icon in dark color and light version. Our branding includes the 2 types of typography, a serif, a Leo, and a sans serif Boston. This combination gives, it helps with durability and give like more a clear idea, and it does a contrast and keeps hierarchy. Our brand colors start with a blue, purple, magenta, and orange, and different shades for each of them. All with color psychology, we check some ratios and accessibility. Now we have here a couple of mock-ups, how we went and established some hierarchy in elements and how we changed from placeholders to a full icon. Our UI kit includes full rounded icons and some illustrations and emojis, all this to track user progress so you feel related. If it's happy, if you finish your chore and your task, mom is gonna be happy. And we want to keep growing and keep innovation. So for future features, we are planning to establish third-party gift cards, integrate Google Assistant the same way that we work with Alexa. We want to include Google as well, and build our own API. Here is the team behind the dream: Cartavia Bayana, our lead developer, Diego Almeida, Mateo Butrago, and Arian Negui as full-stack developers, Mahfoud Galdos, lead designer, who's not here, but he's in our hearts, and Navid Cherokot, and myself as UX UI designers. Please feel free to scan the QR code, explore all the proposal, and let us know any questions. Thank you.
I think it should have been in our wedding vows, right? Do you promise to talk every day about what you're going to eat for the rest of your lives and not have major fights about it and stay together? That should be included, right? Yeah. So I'm going to send this back over to Trent. I'll start off with you.
Great, awesome work, everybody. There's a lot of features in there, and it was interesting. I think watching practical applications of AI and voice and that type of thing really got me thinking about like, yeah, is there a more futuristic interface to this type of thing where it is largely photographs and understanding your patterns and your routines and stuff. And I think you're kind of taking some interesting bites out of that. So I found that part really, really interesting. In terms of sort of on the constructive feedback side, I think there's two great apps in here, but I don't know if they're necessarily the same one. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't, but there's enough here that there's almost two streams of thought. So it's kind of interesting, I think, to see them together. I understand them from the being combined in the household context, but I'd also explore the idea of whether there's really just two good concepts here, that aren't necessarily just one application. So that's sort of my feedback.
Amazing feedback, Trent. Thank you for that. I would say you guys did a fantastic job. Fantastic. And let me just check first my list. I know you got the check. First impression, check. That matters. Easy navigation, you did it. You showed it to us. Mobile friendliness, check. Okay, when I looked at the website on my mobile, it's clean. I am just wondering, the moment I open it, that get your family together, sync and accomplish. The first time I read it, I was like, I think they can be more clearer. Because you know what, when you presented, I'm super impressed in a way that I want to get that, specifically the photo that you did with all the ingredients you have. I'm not sure if you've seen Gemini feature on the new phone of Google Pixel Pro. The good thing that I think you will stand out, you can actually beat Gemini. I'm sorry, Google is listening to us. You can beat them. I am not scared that you can. I am not scared of them and telling you that you can, in a way that you synced, hopefully they will not copy you yet, that you sync the whatever meal plan is there to shopping list, because basically I do the shopping as well, of course, woman. Yeah, well, male do that too, for sure. My point is, I think of the plan and I still have to manually write down whatever I need to do to my shopping list. So, good job. I think I really like that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff here. You know, I really love the puns. I think that's a good kind of, it's a way to keep people engaged whilst they're waiting for things to load. And so I got a nice sense of mirth. I would say to lean into that even more. You know, when you create products, you have to think about what is the user value that you're creating. And one thing I really liked was that user value is not just giving people something, it's saving them something. And what I liked is that you have a lot of features that are saving people time, right? Here's take a picture of this, and it just generates ideas of different recipes and different things that I could create. So I think leaning into saving time, creating clarity, these are really positive, valuable value props. As a parent, I absolutely appreciate that. Like, save me time. Don't make me think. Help me figure this out. I think to kind of echo a little bit of what Trent said is when organizations try to come up with a market-leading product, one mistake that we often make is thinking our product has to do more than what everybody else does. And so that's a quick way to try and do too much. And there's a saying, you know, the riches are in the niches. Can you focus on just doing something excellent better than anyone else? And so should this be something that just helps organize my life or save me time? But I would think about, like, you know, what should this thing not do, right? And especially when you're thinking about, you know, getting your family together, is do you always want it to be anchored by a phone, or can you, I love that you guys were using things like Amazon Alexa, where it's like, can you use the other digital products in the family home to help the family and not have them be hooked to a phone or a device. Just more tactical feedback around the actual design. I think there's opportunity to create a more disciplined design language overall. You know, form factors are getting bigger, and I noticed that a lot of the UI felt quite nested in areas, right? It's like boxes within boxes within boxes. And you really want to ask yourself, does it need to be that way? Can we allow things to breathe? And even like different color schemes in different sections, is there a meaningful reason for why it needs to be a different color? Or can it always just feel cohesive and consistent across the board?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I was just going to say, if you actually heard what the panelists all kind of focused on, it was the meal prep part. So going back to what Trent said over there, maybe there's two separate apps going on here. It seemed like the biggest value point seemed to be around the focus around food and recipe building and solving that problem. Because maybe the other problem is solved by Google Assistant or whatever. And with AI, I mean, there's so many solutions coming out with that now. But the food thing seemed to be the real focal point. So maybe that's a point within that. Yeah, yeah, saves time and money. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All I heard was it was better than Google. Right? Better than Google. I do want to throw this just as well, because it sounded slightly ominous. My foot is traveling. He's only traveling. Yes.
What is ominous is Google is always listening, Herica.
With limited communication skills, expressing thoughts can be a challenge. Phonix app is a perfect solution. Track progress with real-time insights and metrics. Get instant feedback to improve speech and build confidence.
Enhance your speech skills with Phonix, anytime, anywhere.
Tailored video lessons to practice effectively.
Phonix motivates users with challenges to improve fluency, vocabulary, and coherence. Points and badges make practice fun and rewarding. Unlock your voice with Phonix. Download today and start your journey to confident speak.
Pretty exciting, eh? What you just saw is the heart of Phonix, but that's just the beginning. Buenas noches, mi nombre es Paul, a data scientist and a full-stack developer from Team Phonix. For long decades, I have always been fascinated by how people connect and how they are willing to adapt to learn newer languages. Growing up in a diplomat's family, I always have to move to another location and I always have to learn new languages. But But most of the time, I used to think, whether can I speak Spanish in Spain or Italian in Solitano, Italy? But it was always intimidating and isolating. One constant source remained there, that was English, and that experience helped us to create Phonix, a smart learning platform designed for the users to have an improved vocabulary sessions, to have their written fluency skills, so that they can know how their communication can be improved. The problem lies in the lack of tools, as there are no accessible personalized feedback tailored to their fluency and communication skills. Thereby, users were always frustrated. They always lose the power that how their potential can be unlocked. Our app bridges the communication gap and offers progress dashboard, which keeps track growth with the real-time data, highlighting achievements for improving so that the users can feel motivated. We have speech tracking system in which AI has always given us the feedback for the pronunciation, fluency, and their speaking pace. Thereby, users can be more confident. We have personalized learning techniques which have YouTube videos so that they can keep record of their growth so that they can know that we have to work on this specific skill. Lastly, we have gamified challenges which have vocabulary, fluency, and communication skills so that it offers the simulations which can make challenge more fun and rewarding. Let me tell you, Phonix is more than an app. It's a transformative tool that empowers users to overcome language barriers, to improve their fluency, so that they can unlock opportunities in every aspect of their life. Unlike competitors like Rosetta Stone, SpeechBulb, and Duolingo, Phonix specifically focuses on the speech fluency, vocabulary enhancement, and public speaking skills by addressing the root causes of the communication struggles with the real-time feedback, personalized tools, and engaging learning methods. Phonix provides a complete, impactful solution. With Phonix, users aren't just learning a language, they are transforming their confidence so that they can thrive in the globalized world. Now I'm going to pass on to Bhavleen and Vatan to show the demo of her app.
Thank you, Paul. Hello, everyone. My name is Bhavleen, lead full stack developer from Phonix.
Hello, everyone. I'm Vatanpreet Kaur, a full stack developer from Phonix.
We are going to present a small skit in front of you to present our app, Phonix. Hi, Vatanpreet. You look worried. Is everything okay?
Hi, I'm so stressed. I need to pass an English test as per Canada's new rules. But with my part-time job, I have no time for classes. And honestly, my English, it's not great. I don't even know where to start.
Don't worry, Vatanpreet. Have you heard of Phonix?
Phonix, what's that?
It's this amazing app I'm using to improve my English. It's like having a personal assistant, way more flexible. It gives you feedback on your fluency, vocabulary, and coherence. Perfect for someone with a busy schedule like yours.
Instant feedback. How does it work?
Super simple. You speak into the mic and Phonix analyzes everything, pronunciation, fluency, and coherence, and will give you a score.
That's interesting.
I will speak into the microphone to show you. Our app uses AI to help users improve their speech in real time, offering instant tips and guidance. It learns each person's unique speech style and gives them customized feedback to get better faster. To keep things fun and motivating, we've added challenges that make practicing feel like a game. Now we will stop the recording and wait for the AI to give us a brief feedback. And after seeing the brief feedback, I can click on the next button to get a detailed feedback.
More feedback? That's more than what I expected from this app.
Yeah, and you will be very surprised to see the detailed feedback. As you can see, AI has given me detailed feedback in every area with points. I can click on the Save button and save this data. And the amazing part, it has a progress dashboard to track your growth and you can get an idea where do you start. It also has a learning module where you can go and improve in a particular area if you want to improve. Is there any particular area you want to improve?
As I feel like my vocabulary is weak, so can I improve my vocabulary with Phonix?
Sure, we will go to the vocabulary module and start the vocabulary lesson. And as you can see, we have to complete at least 90% of the lesson, otherwise we won't be able to mark it as complete.
Okay, that sounds cool, but how do I know if I'm actually improving?
And for that, we have fun challenges. That gives you points and badges every time you perform really well.
Points and badges? Now you are speaking my language. I can definitely use some fun while learning.
Okay, so we will go to the vocabulary challenge and start the first challenge. We'll click on the beginner, and then we will wait for the AI to give us a quiz.
Oh, I need to be very attentive then, I guess, because you guys have levels, beginner levels and advanced levels. So I need to do the learning modules very carefully.
Yes, and as you can see, when we are presented with quiz, AI gives us feedback on every right and wrong answers. So whenever we do a right answer, it will show it in green and a wrong answer in red.
Wow, this challenge part is really amazing. I loved it.
And not just that, you can see your earned points and badges on your profile.
Thanks, Pavleen. I'm downloading it right now.
Good call. You'll love it. Let me know how it goes. You've got this.
Thank you.
So that was all for the demo. Moving on to the system architecture, we have used React Native and Expo on the front end. We have used JWT for authentication. For backend, we have used Node.js and Express. For database, we have used MongoDB Atlas. As a reverse proxy, we're using Apache. And for third-party integrations, we're using OpenAI's GPT-4 model to give us AI-driven features. For the designing tools, we're using Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere, After Effects, InDesign, and Figma, which facilitate visually engaging design process. Other tools utilized in this project include Jira, Slack, and GitHub, which allows for efficient contribution among team members. I will now pass on to Navneet to discuss about the design process.
Thank you, Bubbly. Hi, everyone. I'm Navneet Kaur, a UI/UX designer of Phonix app. Today, I will walk through the design process by diving deep into the research, really getting to know the needs and the challenges our user face. For the branding, we're combining a bold letter P with the microphone symbol, which symbolizing the audio and the communication theme. We have 3 adjectives: innovative, engaging, and supportive. For the color palette, we choose deep blue as a primary color, which symbolizes trust and the professionalism. For the secondary, we have golden yellow, which conveys the creativity and energy. And for the accent, we have the pale sky blue, which provides a soft, calming accent for contrast. For the typography, we choose DM Sans, which give us the clean, modern look and better readability experience to users. For this also includes various weights for the flexibility in the design elements. For our UI kit, we have many key components starting with buttons. Each button is styled to align with the brand's identity while ensuring clear call to action. For the cards, we have used them in various sizes and shapes to maintain the readability and organize the data throughout the applications. So these are some of the low-fidelity wireframes of our Phonix app. We created these wireframes through brainstorming and iterative design sessions. This process helped us to refine the app structure and functionality, ensuring an intuitive and user-friendly interface. After validating the wireframes, we created the high-fidelity mockups to bring the concept to life with the brand colors, typography, and interactive elements. This helped us align the design with the brand's identity and the user needs. Thank you. For the future features, I would like to pass to the Vatanpreet.
Thank you, Navneet. So for our future features, our app is designed with exciting future features to enhance the user experience. First, progress sharing. Users can share their achievements with friends or on social platforms, creating a supportive and fun environment. This not only boosts motivation, but also perfectly complements our gamified challenges. Next, native language support. With AI-powered multilingual feedback, users can improve their speech in their own language, making the experience more relatable and effective for non-English speakers. Finally, the accessibility features. From screen readers and voice commands to visual aids and customizable options, we have ensured the app is inclusive and user-friendly for people of all abilities. These features reflect our commitment to creating a platform that's engaging, effective, and accessible for everyone. Here's the dedicated team that brought this app to life, driven by a commitment to excellence and innovation. Scan the QR code to explore more about our app and connect with us on LinkedIn. We look forward to your feedback and are happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to start it off with Sushant.
Thanks, team. Congratulations. It's a very feature-rich app, and I like that you've been very comprehensive and thinking about all the corners. I think this is a really, really strong idea. You know, when you think about the amount of audience globally who need help with, it's not just learning a language. What I loved is that you guys were talking about confidence, right? And that's a very that exists in the gray space between things, right? And it kind of underpins everything. I think when it comes to becoming confident, learning a new language, practice is absolutely important. And I think that's an area where I'd love to see it kind of lean in a bit more, is how can you kind of lean into those challenges that you showcase, right? And have me speaking more. And if you think about like those challenges around like, you're leveraging the benefits of technology that can listen to what a user is saying. And so if you think about, I was thinking, it reminded me of, you know, when you listen to a podcast on Spotify and they kind of annotate all the languages that's coming up, you know, is there a way to kind of lean into the screen real estate a bit more? Can you kind of lean into the words that you are saying? And then even the video examples that you presented, like lean into like vertical video and the nuance of language and even kind of, you know, idiosyms between in cultures. I think that's something that I'd love to see more of. And something that just made me think towards the end there was a kind of passive listening technology, which we all complain about. Here it could be an actual added benefit, where as you are walking around your day, is there a feature where it can listen to you and then give you a report at the end of the day that says, here's some stuff you nailed on, here's some things you might want to work on, with some clear examples.
Oh, I like that. I kind of want to echo a bit the confidence. So yeah, it got me, the boost your communication skills and confidence. You can also say fun and confidence, right? Some people are a little bit scared of, you know, talking. And you tick the boxes when it comes to first impression, easy navigation, mobile friendliness, and my word for you, spectacular. You guys are amazing. There are points that I also want to highlight. I like when you said you're focusing on a fluency and vocabulary. That's pretty cool. I like when you said bridge the gap. That captured me as well. And then I didn't talk about, even with the past presenters earlier, I didn't talk about how you can make money because I'm also good at that. But this one, I'm going to give you quick tips. Later, the guys out there, I can give you tips how to make money. This one, oh my gosh, yeah, I've worked in so many, you know, industry when it comes to financial. You guys can make a lot of money when it comes to partnering with call centers, and I have connections with that too. So there you go. You guys are born to win as well, and the rest of the team earlier.
Awesome, yeah, really nice work. And I think, again, another creative way to see AI and a different sort of interface to an app come together. I think leaning into the speech thing is really interesting. I mean, being interface driven, you know, potentially giving voice commands, that type of thing, would also help to build your confidence interacting with the app. So really cool. Yeah, my only real feedback was like, I think it's great. This is an app, so to contradict myself a lot, I'm kind of anti-gamification in a lot of cases. In this case, though, this is an app that I would love to see almost go more that direction, more full-fledged entertainment, so that you kind of get lost in it. You forget that you're practicing, and it just seems like fun. And then I think that would keep going. So that'd be my only suggestion: is it could be more whimsical and more fun, but the core function is just so valuable. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Two things on my side. I know one of the things I hear from a lot of my students at the colleges I teach at is for international students learning English is this, it's what you learn beforehand is a lot different than the practicality of actually everyday conversation. So actually Sushant's suggestion of like, is there a way of like it listening to you in practical conversations and then telling you like, hey, yeah, your conversation was pretty good at the coffee shop, but here's some areas where you can improve, right? Whereas when you're sitting there and practicing with your app, you're kind of being more specific with your language. You're thinking about it a bit more, but it's different when you're not thinking about it. And I'm trying to learn Japanese, so I'm the same thing there, right? I know I'm not a designer. I just play one on TV. I'm not as good as Tyler by any means. The one thing I just wanted to pick out was when you set it to start recording. I would have loved something to show that it was recording, because it was just a static symbol on the screen, and I just was waiting for it to like animate somehow to show that it was in the midst of recording. It's just a very minor thing, but I just wanted to point that out. Good.
Thank you so much.
We have one last team, PrepUp. We almost made it, everybody. Just one team, one team.
Our used to struggle during interviews, always feeling insecure and unprepared. This kept me one step apart from getting my dream job. But then I found PrepUp, a mobile app that helps people to prepare for interviews anytime and anywhere. With PrepUp, I can prepare for interviews in my field of study and gather analytical feedback. I have access to AI-generated questions tailored to my preferred job roles and practice on the go through a text-based style method too. Be one step ahead of your competition. Download PrepUp and be prepared to get your dream job.
All right. Thank you everyone for standing by. We are Team PrepUp, and my name is Luis Baptista, the project manager and UI UX designer of the team. So today we are thrilled to present to you our mobile application that allows job seekers to practice an interview anywhere on the go. But before anything else, allow me to give you some research study about job interview and applications. So job interview ranked as second when it comes to the most anxiety-inducing public speaking situations. And this creates significant challenges for job seekers. The feeling of nervousness and lack of confidence often hinder their ability to perform effectively and showcase their skills during interviews. Based from data, here are common factors that usually faced by interviewees. So first, not being able to answer difficult questions, looking nervous, not coming off as intended, not being able to address weaknesses, and last, getting caught in a lie. Yeah. Yeah. So educational tech, job tech, and HR tech are the sectors that we want to target of our app to cover job applications who often struggle with engaging in conversational dialogue during interviews. So to solve these problems, we build PrepUp, a mobile application that helps job seekers to practice an interview based on their field of study or any desired jobs they wanted to apply. Our app mainly focuses on 3 features. First, interview simulator, where job seekers can easily practice their interview anywhere with an AI-generated questions. Second one is job finder. This feature is integrated with a third-party API that helps us to show all the available jobs from a job portal and From this, we can generate an AI question based on real job user role. And last is Star Master, where job seeker can practice their creative thinking by writing their answer on a STAR method. The goal of these three features is to empower job seeker to prepare smarter and faster and better. For our competitive analysis, PrepUp has these 5 in-depth functionalities that truly stand out among other competitors. Now that you know that the high level of PrepUp, I will now hand over the presentation or demonstration to our developers to show how it works.
Hello, everyone. My name is Blanca, and I am a front-end developer from PrepUp. And this is Shun. He's a back-end developer from PrepUp. So as you may know, we are future graduates, which means that we're finally done with studies. Woohoo! But now we have to face the real world, which means to aim for that desired job. But as easy as it sounds, it's actually pretty difficult. We will get through a lot of interviews, and believe me, these interviews are not gonna be a walk in the park. So for this reason, we decided to use PrepUp to assist us. So let's take a look. Okay, now that we go inside, let's go to the interview simulation of the general set of questions. In here, we're gonna find 5 different questions related with a behavioral interview. We can play the question if we wanna listen to it.
Can you tell me about yourself?
And once we feel ready to answer, we can just click the microphone button.
I'm a full-stack developer with 5 years experience in backend development, API integration, and DevOps.
Perfect. Now that we have done, we can see that the app has transcribed what we just said into text. We can always listen to our answer.
I'm a full-stack developer with 5 years experience in backend development, API integration, and DevOps.
And if for some reason we don't really like our answer, we can always try again this answer. So now let's move on and let's finish these 5 questions.
Are you interested in this position?
This role fits my skills and offers a chance to grow and make an impact.
What are your strengths and weaknesses?
Strengths, problem solving and teamwork. Weakness, I overthink sometimes, but I'm learning to prioritize better.
Do you see yourself in 5 years?
Leading impactful projects while continuously learning and mentoring others.
We hire you.
Perfect! You just get a new job. Congratulations. You don't need this
I offer
anymore.
strong technical skills, flexibility, and dedication to achieving success.
Okay, perfect. Now that Sean has finished this set of questions, let's move on. Let's see the feedback. This feedback is generated through AI, and look at that. He got a gold medal, which means, yeah, nice job, right? That means that Sean is ready for that behavioral interview. We can see that the app has also put a feedback on each of these categories, which is fluency, confidence, clarity, and conciseness. If we don't like the score that we just get, we can always try again. So let's move on to the main page. In this case, let's move and see the second feature, which is Job Finder. Job Finder is gonna give me 10 different jobs that are being fetched from the portal 𝐈𝐧𝐬𝐭𝐫𝐿, depending on our location. So I wanna say something really important about this feature, and is that all the jobs that we see in here are real-time jobs, which means that companies are really looking and hiring for these positions, like literally right now. So if we feel interest for one of these jobs, we can click the bookmark. And if we go to the Save Jobs, we're gonna see the new job saved in here. Let's go back to job list and let's use the search bar. Let's type React Developer. Perfect. Now 𝐈𝐧𝐬𝐭𝐫𝐿 is only fetching me jobs related with React Developer. So if we wanna know more about one of these jobs, we can click on it and it's gonna display me a detailed model with all the description for these jobs and also 2 different buttons. One to apply, which is redirect me to the actual portal, which is 𝐈𝐧𝐬𝐭𝐫𝐿. And the second button is to practice the interview. So let's click on it. In here, we're gonna find 5 different questions related with the chosen job. Just like in the behavioral interview, we can play the question if we wanna listen to it, and once we feel ready to answer, we can just click the microphone icon.
Oh, I don't know to this question. I don't know the answer to this question.
It's okay, he already got a job. Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
So for time constraint, we're just gonna skip this question. And let's take a look at the feedback. I know, not looking good for Sean. Maybe you will lose that job. I'm joking. So in this case, the AI has graded us with a bronze medal, and we can also see the detailed information for all of these categories. We can also try again if we don't feel comfortable with this score, and we can also save the practice. So let's click on Save under React Developer. Perfect. Now that it's saved, if we go to the main page, we're gonna see our new category under Custom Category. How cool is that? Now let's move on to the third feature, which is the Star Master. Star Master is gonna give me a question based on what an interviewer may ask. I can also play the question if I wanna listen to it, and I'm also gonna have 4 different cards, which is situation, task, action, and result. So now let's answer the situation card. We're just gonna copy and paste the previous answer that we have. And now let's click on Done, and let's take a look at our feedback. This feedback is created also by ChatGPT, OpenAI. So in this case, we get 2 stars, because of course we only answer 1 of the 4 cards. And if we take a look at what it says, task, action, and result, we see that the task section is missing because we didn't type nothing in those 3 cards. But if we take a closer look at situation, we can see that the situation is well defined. So with this, the demo concludes, and now let's take a look at the system architecture.
Hello, my name is Kushal. I'm full stack developer for Team PrepUp. For the creating of this project, we use all the modern technologies for development, design, and management of this app. Let's get deeper dive into the system architecture. System architecture consists of mainly 2 components. One is the front end. We are using React Native to support Android and iOS devices. Our backend is created using Express and TypeScript hosted on EC2 instances and protected by Nginx proxy. We are using REST API authenticated with JWT to communicate with front end. And for the resource intensive tasks, we are using a message queue library and utilizing WebSockets to provide real-time updates to the users. Also, we are using MongoDB to store user data and Firebase for the Google authentication. We are also using third-party APIs like OpenAI's Whisper to transcribe audio and an LLM model to generate questions using Ardzuna's job description. Now I'm going to pass to Kyril for the design perspectives.
Hello everyone, I'm Kyril Evangelista, and I'm the UI UX lead designer for PrepUp. For PrepUp's design and branding, I'll discuss the design team's decisions during our UX research and the creation of the app's brand design, which covers logo ideation, typography, color palette, and components. So starting off with the process of our UX research, we started off with empathizing. So we did user interviews to figure out the main problem, what needed to be solved, and why it needed to be solved. Next, we define. So once we figure out what the problems our users had, each and everyone in the team started researching. We also took it to ourselves to create a journey map that could help build our user personas and our user flows. For ideation, we did brainstorming sessions and evaluated what our most valuable products would be. 3 of which would later on become our main features, and another 3 that we would like to implement for our future features. And once ideation was done, we started with our low-fidelity wireframes. This would help us get a feel on how our app would perform without any styling yet. And after our last low-fidelity wireframes, we formed a group of usability testing to see how the app would fare amongst users and if they had any trouble completing their tasks. After usability testing was done, we completed the branding of the app, and here are the final high-fidelity wireframes. Moving over to our app's branding, the main idea behind PrepUp is believing that anyone can ace their interviews with enough practice. So the design team took the refresh/repeat logo as the main visual aspect and combined it with the PrepUp's initials to create the logo. For the chosen typefaces, we picked Maven Pro and Mali as the design team believes this combination would provide both accessibility and visual stimuli for the user. The design team chose Yappy Yellow, Fearless Red, Breezy Blue, and Nifty Nude as the main colors that would represent PrepUp. We took a huge inspiration from sticky notes colors and how vital they are when someone is reviewing their notes. Once we finalized the previous design parts, the design team built the UI kit and each individual components to make a cohesive user interface for our users. For future features, we plan to implement an AI face interviewer, calendar integration within the app, and a job portal integration. We feel that these would improve and extend user retention with PrepUp. Let me introduce the team behind this amazing app. So we are a group of 8 hardworking developers and designers that continuously worked hard for 12 weeks to deliver this amazing app. PrepUp is now live, and you can visit our page at prepup.ca, or you can scan the QR code right there. Let our app help you practice for any interviews, for any interview, for any job anywhere on the go. Thank you.
This is much better than me answering questions with demure, mindful, and cutesy. I'm gonna pass it over to Herica.
Thanks. Magnificent. Good job, guys. I really like the fact that when you showed how it's easy to use, and then there's just one frame, and on the right side, it shows how it transcribed, how it picks up the voice, and then there's also metal. That's very nice because it's simple. So you tick the boxes when it comes to first impression, easy navigation, and mobile friendliness. Good job. And then maybe you might want to consider some of my thoughts when it comes to, for example, when you're, I guess I'm still into human-to-human interaction as well. Maybe you could give an option for a user to use, human interaction. You can match them with another user and see if they want to practice together. But that includes also a data privacy that, you validate the people's identity, make sure this person is human. So that's just an idea that maybe can help you stand out. Yeah, but you can also partner with, the other guy, Phonix, when it comes to, diction and whatever, because it's interview. You need to have confidence. Ooh, I'm borrowing your word earlier. So there you go. Brilliant.
Awesome. Yeah, really nice work. I mean, this just makes total sense to me. People needing to practice interviewing. It's a hard skill to practice, right? Like, and it's high stakes when you do go into an interview. So it totally makes sense. I like the design. I like the style. I like the fact that it was colorful and light. And I would have said maybe there's 2 apps in one with the job listings and stuff. But then when I saw the tie-in where it's like, hey, you can actually practice an interview for the job in the list, I was like, boom, that's just really, really cool. So yeah, I thought that was great. Overall, yeah, very, very clever app.
Yeah, lots of exciting things to talk about here. Number one, I dig the icon. It feels very modern and something you would see in the App Store. I think this is a super strong concept. When it comes to interviews, it is all about practice. It is about confidence, as we talk about. And I think that the strongest parts of this are the ability to be able to get curated questions geared around a particular role that you can then practice speaking into. I would say on the results screen, it'd be great to not have to tap into those and just have a form presented to me that really highlights what was really strong, and in fact, imbue the STAR method into that results screen, where it says like, here's what you did great, here's what was missing, and here's some examples as well that could be useful for you. I think similar to Trent, at first I wasn't fully convinced that you needed the job listing component. It felt like a different app feature, but I do like the idea of perhaps in the onboarding, curating the kind of jobs you'd be interested in, because that would then directly inform the kind of feedback you're going to get. Speaking of feedback, I think the design is really bright and lovely. The one area of feedback I would say is to be a bit more disciplined and reserved around balancing whimsy versus usability. Because there's a few areas where I couldn't tell exactly what was interactive, and I think you have these beautiful illustrations, but I think you always want to be disciplined around making clear the user is clear on what is interactive versus what is informational.
No final thoughts? Okay. Thank you, team. All right. So it's not over yet. It's almost over. Our panelists are going to disappear for a little bit, deliberate, argue, possibly. I'm not sure. We'll see what they do. In the meantime, we'll do our own kind of vote. And I'm going to use a decibel meter this time instead of, for those who have stuck around. We can do our own little vote here as an audience. Before we do that vote, a quick reminder of all the projects up there. Let me get on my decibel meter. All right, we're going to do this one by sound or volume, whichever. So, what do we think of Glucofit? We got to 88. Got to 88 there. Someone's going to remember these numbers, right? All right. PeekABite. What do we think of Team PeekABite? It's 87. Come on, PeekABite. Where were you? All right. SightUP. I get it. You're excited about your team. Very supportive. We broke the 100 there, though. We got 101. 110. All right. 101 so far. In-haus. All right. With a 99. It's the app. You cannot be mad at me. All right. Phonix. All right. Also got to 88. 88. All right. Last one, PrepUp. Should have whistled harder. It's 103. Should we do one more? All right. No, we don't want to do one more. Just prep the lungs. SightUP. Thank you, Isabella. Isabella can whistle to 107 decibels. You can get a ticket for making that much noise. And then finally, one more time, PrepUp. Got to 105. 105, that was pretty good. All right. So we'll give the panelists a few more minutes. In the meantime, check out their websites, have a look at their work. We'll give them, let's see, how much more time? How much more time do they need? We'll give them 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes, all right. All right. You know what, while we're waiting for the panelists to deliberate, Jessica's gonna come up, our assistant coordinator, to talk about what's coming next in WMDD.
Hi, good night, everyone. Congratulations to amazing teams. Perfect, like, I love all of them. I don't know, I want to have all of them in my app. So Thank you very much for being here, for all our students, visitors, people who are watching us online. We have a lot of people there. I just want to make a happy announcement. In 2025, we are opening our schedules for working professionals. So it happens that a lot of people would like to attend our program, but they work at the same time. And they want to upgrade their skills, or maybe they want to change careers. For those who are planning to have or change their life in 2025, this is good news. So we started in January 2025, but of course, almost all the registrations are over for January. But the good news is that we have the same for summer. So thank you very much and see you there.
SightUP was the audience because 107 decibels. Yes, SightUP was the audience.
So this one?
Yes.
Okay. Great. Okay, so hello everybody. Again, I'm Paul, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm going to announce after the deliberation from the judges. There was very little punching this time, but a lot of yelling. So after calming them down and coming to a consensus, what was ultimately said. So this is on my own side, is that I'm going to say, and I know there's some past students here. Shout out to past students. Woo! So this isn't to make any past students feel bad, and I'm guessing a lot of them are going to agree with me because they're cool people too. But I'm just gonna say for a second, in my 6+ years here in us doing this showcase and growing it to this point, I believe these are the best presentations I've ever seen. As a whole, like that, those were phenomenal presentations. In my opinion, some of the highlights of that was just how you guys added so much character and storytelling and narrative and like just amazing, incredible presentations. Like I said, the best I think I've ever seen in totality. So that was amazing in and of itself. In the deliberation room, the panelists ultimately, they said, well, overall, I mean, as usual, incredible what you guys have achieved in the amount of time that you've had. Really, as Tyler said, it is 10 weeks, technically speaking, right? And as those of us who are in industry, I mean, that's almost impossible. We've had Chris Hobbs here from Triple T Studios before, has said, like, he can't even get these things done in a year. And he has a whole team, right? So pretty incredible stuff. So
why wouldn't you hire them?
Couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, absolutely. So available for hiring are the teams that are about to be announced, in addition to everybody else. And so it was very close. Overall, there was positives and said about all of them, but overall, what the panelists kind of focused on was, okay, there was teams that really kind of focused on a value proposition. There was teams that really focused on design. There was teams that focused on the dev side. And there was one overall that seemed to, they felt like really encapsulated the full package of encapsulating it all together. And there's an honorable mention that they wanted to give as well along with that.
Oh, nice.
So the best in show as voted by the panelists is... And I think it's just because they're scared of blood. They're scared of blood, so they said Glucofit. But as an honorable mention, they also said they've really got their eye on SightUP. So congratulations to SightUP. Because it was this close. Some of us are old enough in the audience, it was missed it by that much. There's very few of us that will know that reference. But ultimately, again, I think that I'm guessing we have a faculty meeting next week, and I'm guessing that one of the things that's going to come up in the faculty meeting is again, how do these teams just keep getting better and better and better and outdoing each other each term? So no pressure to the next term. But pressure. So Tyler, you got some hard marking ahead of you, but yeah,
do it all the time.
Congratulations to everybody. I want to quickly say thank you to the panelists. Thank you so much to Herica and to Troy, Trent, sorry, now I'm getting verklempt, oh my God. To Sushant, Trent, and Herica, want to say a huge thank you to them. Let's give them a round of applause. And now I'll hand it back to Tyler.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, everybody. This concludes our evening. Thank you again for coming, for joining us here, those virtually, those in person, our panelists, our faculty. Students, you did it. Congratulations to you all. Let's go relax and rest now. And get a job. Get a job. Thank you. Stop.